I thought I'd do a little demo to show how I use the iPhone as a blind person. Because I know after I did the demo to show how I tweet using Apple computer with the built-in screen reader Voiceover, I got some good feedback from that. People were really interested. So I'm sure that people are wondering, how on earth does a blind person use a phone that is completely touchscreen with very few tactile buttons? So I thought I'd show you. I've only been using this thing for about a week, so I'm still pretty novice at it, although I think I've picked it up pretty well. I'm sure that everybody's pretty familiar with an iPhone, but in case you're not, it's just a touch screen with icons on the touch screen, and you do everything by dragging and tapping your fingers on it and things like that. With any Apple product, it's accessible. So all I had to do when I got the phone was plug it into my laptop, open up iTunes. The screen reader on my laptop walked me through the setup and everything, and you can just go right into the iPhone in iTunes and turn on the screen reader. I think it's something like configure universal access is the spot in iTunes. You can also activate the screen reader through the phone, but obviously I would have needed a sighted person to do that for me, so I didn't do that. So I'm just going to go through like a basic how I get around the phone. There are buttons on the side that help you control the volume. Those are really the only tactile buttons. And then there's a button on the low middle part of the screen that's like a concave button. That's called the home button. So you can get to your home screen by touching that anytime. Also, the screen locks automatically after a couple of minutes, which is kind of nice. My dog has an itch, so you can hear his tags. So right now the phone is locked because it's just been sitting here. So for me to unlock it, I press the concave home button.
3:38.
It tells me the time, and I hope you can hear the reader. I might turn it up a bit. If I want to unlock the screen, I just move my thumb up above where that home button was.
Slide to unlock. Slide or double tap.
It tells me slide or unlock, slide to unlock, or double tap. So now that that's selected, I can double tap anywhere on the screen. And the phone is now unlocked.
Double tap to open.
So it's left on contacts because that was the last thing that what do you even call it? App? Is contacts an app? I don't know. Icon that I was in, so it stays where I left it. Let me go ahead and turn the screen reader up. And the way that I'm doing that is I just swipe
YouTube. Double tap to open.
and hit the volume key.
Weather.
Swipe,
Double tap to
hit the
open.
volume key.
Notes. Double tap to open.
So hopefully this is picking up the audio. So when I first got the phone, I didn't really know much about gestures, so all I did was drag my thumb across the screen. Now, as I drag across the screen, it tells me what's under my thumb, but it won't activate anything unless I double tap. So let me just drag. I'm starting from the top left part of the screen.
Calendar. Double tap to open. Maps. Double tap to open. Safari. Double tap to open. Notes. Double tap. Weather. Double tap to open.
My boyfriend says that it sounds like she's saying double tattoo. When I first got the phone, he said, "What's double tattoo?" She's saying double tap to open. So she's letting me know that I can double tap anywhere on the screen to open the app.
Contacts.
I'm not going to open my contacts. Y'all don't need to hear my friends' needs.
Weather.
So
Double tap to open.
I'll just open the weather app. So
Calendar. Weather.
I get to weather.
Double tap to open.
That's where it's at. So I can double tap anywhere on the screen. I don't have to aim at the weather app. I can just double tap. And it opens up my weather app.
High 97 degrees Fahrenheit. Low 66 degrees Fahrenheit.
And it tells me the weather. So let me just get out of that. I can hit the home key to get out of that.
Home.
That takes
Weather.
the app
Double
out
tap
of
to
the
open.
forefront, but it doesn't completely shut it down. So I'll do the little demo about how to get rid of that. Pretty much everything that I've learned on this phone is thanks to Amanda and her awesome boyfriend Taylor. They have just been incredible walking me through this stuff. They are also voiceover users on the Apple. They've done a couple demos for me. So they've been a huge help to show me how to use this thing. It's all controlled with gestures. So rather than dragging my thumb around the screen, I can just flick my thumb left or right, and it will go through my apps for me. So this is flicking.
App Store. Game Center. Settings. Productivity. Folder. App Store. Game Center. Settings. Productivity. Page 1 of 2. Productive. Settings. Game Center. App Store. iTunes. Utilities. Fold. iPod. Notes.
So that's just flicking through all the apps on the first page of my home screen. If I want to go to the second page of my home screen, which I have problems with this damn gesture. It's a 3-fingered swipe.
Page 1 of 2.
I'm still on page 1 of 2. Oh.
Page 2 of 2.
Okay, finally. So it's a 3-fingered swipe to the left brings me to my second app screen.
At that light. Double tap to open. BTS. Double tap to open.
That's Beat the Streak. It's the MLB competition. Ooh, which I haven't picked a player today yet. Oh, darn it. I picked Matt Joyce yesterday and he got a hit. Ugh.
Facebook. Around me. Double tap to open. TV. At Bat 11. Double tap to open.
At Bat 11 is the awesomest app ever.
iFree. Step track light. White noise. My Verizon.
So
Double tap to open.
these are all the apps I have downloaded on my phone, and again, I'm just flicking to the right.
White noise. Step track light. iFree.
Now I'm flicking to the left to go back up.
At Bat 11.
So let me open at Bat 11. So just double tap it.
At Bat 11. Team settings. Button.
So this brings up at Bat 11. I have the Tampa Bay Rays selected as my favorite team, obviously. This app is incredible. If I were subscribed to MLB TV, which I'm not, I could go and watch the games and it would call up the video. I can listen to all the radio broadcasts on the phone just by clicking the scoreboard link and then selecting the team and the feed that I want to listen to. It's just phenomenal. And then there's also video highlights and all kinds of fun stuff.
Thursday.
So again, I'm flicking.
TV2. Friday. Add. Friday. TV2. Thursday. Team settings. Button.
They recently did some changes to this app.
Scoreboard. Button.
Kind of sucks. Let me bring up the scoreboard. So again, I just found the scoreboard button. I've got my thumb on it. If I tap with my other thumb, it'll open it.
Selected.
So you can either do that or double tap. So now I'm in the scoreboard for the MLB app.
Left arrow. Button. Friday, June 3rd. Button. Right arrow. Button. Selected. 7:10 p.m. PT. Safico Field. 29-27. 29-27. Sonnenstein. Vargas. 0-1. 4.39 era. 3-3. 4.50 era. Rays.
Sonnenstein.
Mariners. Rays. Mariners.
So when I open up the scoreboard, it brings up my favorite team. So the Rays are always on top, even if their game isn't on yet, which it's not on for quite a while.
Scoreboard matchup. Button. Scoreboard tickets. Button. More info. 7:10 p. Phillies. Pirates. 4:05 p.m. PT.
So the Phillies and the Pirates are playing at 4. So again, this is all just flicking.
More info.
Yada yada yada. It's awesome.
29-27.
Close that out.
29-27. Home. At Bat 11.
Everything is done with gestures, like I said. Let me go back to my first screen.
Page 2 of 2. Page 2 of 2.
Ugh.
Page 2 of 2.
These gestures hate me.
Page 1 of 2.
Okay.
Camera.
So a 3-fingered flick to the right goes back to the first page. Let me bring up the iPod.
Calendar.
If I can
Maps.
find
Safari.
it.
Maps.
Just
Calendar.
flicking.
Camera. Calendar. Maps. Safari. Contacts. YouTube. Weather. Notes. iPod.
Okay.
Double tap to open.
So I'm on the iPod. I can either open it to go into my iPod, or if I just do a 2-finger double tap after I hear iPod, it'll start playing where I left off. So I'm going to do a 2-finger double tap. And that just plays the last song I was on, which happens to be Tantric. And then if I want to pause it, I just do another double tap. If I'm listening to the iPod and I get a call, it just shuts the music off. When I get a phone call, it announces it. It'll tell me so-and-so is calling. I also have ringtones set to different people, so I hear a ringtone, I know who's calling. I don't have to wait to listen for the caller ID. So that's really cool. Let me show you. Let me pull up. Let's see.
Utilities. Folder. iTunes. Utilities. iPod. Utilities. iTunes. Double tap to open. Phone. Double tap to open. Selected. Phone. All. 1 of 2. Button.
So I pulled up the phone. If I wanted to call somebody just using the keypad.
Voicemail. Button. Keypad. Button.
I bring up the keypad.
Selected. Keypad.
So this brings up a keypad, a standard keypad. I've been using touch typing, which is another thing that Amanda's boyfriend Taylor showed me. It's a setting within the VoiceOver screen reader to do touch typing. So basically, I drag my thumb around until I hear the key I want, and then I let up on the key and it selects it. So say I wanted to dial a number.
Star 7 PQRS 4 GHI.
So say I want 4, I find 4, I just let up on the number, and I'm going to hear the pitch change to let me know it's selected 4.
4.
And also the button tone.
0 plus 8 TUV 8. 0 plus 0 7 P 7 4 G 4 8 T 8 star 7 PQR 4 GH 1 1.
And that enters my phone number for me. And then I could just hit send, which I'm not going to because it's a totally fake phone number. So that's how that's done.
Home.
Get out of that.
Phone. Double tap to open.
I'm trying to think of a good way to use the
Messages.
keyboard
Double tap to open.
without you hearing my messages.
Messages. Messages. Edit button. 9 0 0 0 7 0 0 0 8 8 Brian. Edit 8 9 0 0 0 7 0 0 0 4 7 1 3. Tuesday. Free Verizon wireless message. Need smartphone accessories. Save up to 55.
That's just a free message from Verizon, so I don't care if you hear that.
0 0 0 4 7 1.
So let's say
messages. Back button.
that were actually a friend named Verizon that sent me a text, and I wanted to reply to them. I just double tap on the message, and then at the bottom of the screen, it's going to let me reply.
Message. Message. Text field. Double tap to edit.
So it tells me there's a text field there. I can select it to edit.
Space.
And it brings up my keyboard.
Capital D. Capital F.
What should
Capital
I
D.
type? How about
Capital T. Capital T.
testing?
Capital T. D. R. E. W. E. E. S. S. T. Y. T. T. U. Y. T. Y. I. I. B. B. J. A. B.
I'm really slow.
N. N. G. G.
So I just typed the word testing. I can go up. There's a little spot where I can hear it.
U. Y. Message. Testing. Text field is editing.
So it says message and then what I've entered. And then if I hit the space button twice, it'll insert a period for me.
Space. Space. Space.
So that's how I compose a text, which I'm pretty slow at, but I'm a lot faster than I was when I first got it, so let me get out of that.
Home.
That's
Messages.
basically
Double tap to
how
open.
I work the iPhone, being blind. I mentioned before that when you press the home key, it gets rid of the application, but not completely shut it down. So you have to bring up the app switcher by double tapping the home key twice.
Search iPhone. Search field.
No, not
Messages.
search. I
Double.
did it too slow.
Search iPhone. Search field is editing. Messages. Double tap. App switcher.
So double tapping the home key twice brings up the app switcher.
Phone. Double tap to open.
To select it and start closing things, you do a double tap and hold. So basically it's a tap, tap, hold on the app.
Editing apps.
It tells you that it's editing apps, so now I can double tap to close it.
Messages. Weather. Double tap. Contacts. iPod. Messages. Double. At bat 11. App switcher has no items.
So now all those apps are closed, and I can get out of the app switcher
Dismiss app switcher.
by
Dismiss app
double
switcher.
tapping.
Phone. Double tap to open.
And again, Amanda, Taylor, thank you for showing me all this stuff. That's basically how it's done. If I want to go up and see my
Safari.
battery, where is it?
Safari. 100% battery power. On AC power. Status bar item.
I've got it plugged
Double
into
tap
my
to scroll
computer
to
right
top.
now, so that's how it charges.
Calendar. Calendar. 3:51 p.m. Status bar item. Double tap to scroll to top.
That's basically it. I hope you've enjoyed. If you just got the iPhone and you're blind and you're learning, just take your time. Lots of deep breaths. It's awesome, and I love it. I love this phone. It's the white one to match my MacBook. broke the bank to get it, but totally worth it. So again, this is Ro telling you all about Apple, and thanks for listening. Bye!